August 19th, 2026, Wednesday. T.A.S.T.E, taste. Take this sober test every day. The Recovery Journal by Armstrong. I'm on the bus now heading home from my IOP-SUD meeting. And I'm noticing something that I've been on my mind more than once recently. And there's a lot of people around me who are in recovery. I mean, a lot. And I don't know if it's because they're flooding the market with recovery programs, finally taking a hold on drugs for real, or if they've always been there. Like, literally always been there, and I hadn't recognized them or even noticed because I wasn't in recovery before myself. So either way, they are everywhere. They're sitting beside you. They're on every bus. They're in your schools. They're in your college dorms. They're in your neighborhoods. They're in the food lines. They're everywhere. They're everywhere I can think of. There's somebody in recovery there. And you don't know what you're looking at because they don't clearly identify themselves. But you see identifying features in them, especially, but not specifically, in the way they communicate, the words that they use, the buzzwords. And I'm noticing them everywhere. Today in the IOP class, we went over the new schedule. And it's challenging because now we have to do a skills class for 6 hours, 3 hours twice a week. And I don't know that you need that kind of, I don't know if everybody or if even some people need that much saturated classes on skills. Or if it's just going to become redundant, repetition. Even the mental health classes seem to be trying to scramble for things to fill the hours with, because it's not a very advanced program. It really isn't. I had a lot more advanced help when I was at Southeast. And I lost that spot because I'm at base camp. So now I'm at Leora hoping that I can get an advanced therapy for my behavioral disorders. Well, the ones that I identify with ain't necessarily mine. So I'm not claiming anything to be mine. Unless it's something real good, something that brings life and that more abundant. Not something that kills, steals, or destroys. And I want to be able to address situations that stem way back in my childhood, from the moment of conception even. So when I first started developing my 5 senses in my mother's womb, all the way to now. Everything in between, including but not limited to the first time use of substances in each one, and why, and what has occurred so traumatically that I need to sedate or suppress. And I want to expose and address all of the suppressed memories and emotions and behavior triggers, things that I do not want. None of those things I want to pass on to the next generation. Things that I'm not addressing now to be passed to the next generation. And this is where the generational curses ends with me. I've known that my whole life. And I know that I'm getting really late start on it, but it's not too late. It wasn't too late for Abraham or Sarah. It's not too late for me. So, there are classes that was going to be while I'm going to Leora and mental health at base camp and mental health at Leora are being replaced with life skills classes, like how to do resumes and interviews and applications and getting your expungement and things that we could have easily done with our case managers for that half an hour a week. Now they're spreading it out, stretching it out to be 3 hours twice a week. And that is most definitely for billing hours. Most definitely. And that's the only way they're going to be able to afford the level of housing that we have. And they're going to start charging for housing for OPs, the outpatients. $150 a week. If 5 people are in the same house at $150 a week, that is $750 a week. That is exceedingly more too much. It is gouging. And I don't even think that's legal. I think price gouging is a crime in America, and I believe that falls directly under the category of price gouging. and they just haven't been addressed yet. But they will be addressed as soon as it gets exposed. As the awareness is raised, they will be addressed. They're going to have to do something different besides the life skills classes because it's not for everyone anyway. Mental health is definitely, it falls under the behavioral health. And a lot of us, I'd say the vast majority of us need that. I see very few people anywhere that doesn't need it or don't need at least some kind of coaching. So I'll be getting home pretty soon. I'm past Bexley now. I'm getting ready to go into the east side section. I'm past Nelson. So I'm going to focus on my bus stop and then I'll transcribe this and upload it afterwards. I was addressing the class today. I'm on the bus now headed home from the IOP-SUD classes on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 11:30 will be changed to 10 to 12, 2 hours instead of 9:30 to 11:30 will be changed to 12, and then we'll be doing 2 health nurse groups classes per week instead of just the one, and we'll be doing 2 life skills classes at 3 hours each, and eliminating mental health classes for now. And I don't like that at all. I'm hoping for an exclusion for that because I need behavioral and mental health help training more than I need anything life skills on how to do GEDs, how to do interviews, how to do applications and resumes, and cover letters, and expungement of your records and stuff like that. Those things can easily be handled with case management, half hour a week. But we're putting that in 3 hours twice a week instead of mental health. Or postponing mental health to a much later level time period or whatever. And I was only getting 1 of those per week anyway. They're going to probably saturate that later too. And it is definitely for billing because they got to be able to cover housing. And plus housing is going to be $150 per person each. You know, and when you're in the outpatient DOP section level or phase, and it's just going to be 5 people at $150 a week each is $750 a week. That's price gouging for sure, and I know that's a crime in America. If that falls under the category of price gouging, it's going to be red flag and stop, and they're going to have to find another contingency plan, or they're going to have to eliminate housing altogether and do everything outpatient, which means people with no homes at all are going to be trying to come here, not being structured, not being disciplined or held accountable, and I just wonder how they're going to do that for people who are court ordered. How they're going to be able to charge $150 a week and you're court ordered. I don't know. I don't know how that works. Some people can't work. Some people are on SSI, and that's just too much money for people who are on SSI. That's way too much money. $600. That's more than half your paycheck. You'll never be able to save for your own housing. That's for sure. But I didn't write the book, and they're still writing it themselves. But they said it's not specifically base camp, but insurance in general. But I'm going to another program that's like base camp for my mental health. They don't seem to be struggling with any kind of changes. So we'll see how that goes from the outsider looking in or an insider looking out. We're both. I'm going to wrap this up now. My bus stop's coming up. I'll transcribe it and upload it to my journals. I take a sober test every day. It takes. Today is the 19th of August, 2026. George Armstrong.